With round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs underway, there's been a lot of comparisons among the players. Now there's scientific research backing up the idea that younger players are better players. A new study from the University of British Columbia found when a player's performance peaks. Linda Aylesworth explains.
From his office at the Sauder School of Business at UBC, Dr. James Brander, an economist, works with numbers. His latest project, not venture capital finance or international trade and business, but hockey.
We were trying to figure out how performance varies with age. So basically asking the question, at what age do NHL players peak? How fast do they decline? How quickly do they improve?
The inspiration for this study, aside from the fact that he's a die-hard Canucks fan, was to answer a question, or rather accusation, that had been weighing on his mind.
A lot of people have been talking about them being too old. Of course, our former coach, John Tortorella, made a big point of that.
It's stale. It needs youth.
And I'm interested in asking the question, well, just how much of a problem was the fact that the Canucks are an aging team?
To find out, he had to study the entire league, analyze stats involving 2,033 players over 15 NHL seasons. That's 9,901 player years.
We find that for forwards, the peak age is about age 27. But there's a fairly long period when forwards are close to their peak.
So on average, a forward is going to play best between the ages of 24 and 31.
For defensemen, it's a little bit later, but players do decline pretty quickly once they hit their early to mid-30s, and I'm afraid that is a bit of a problem for the Canucks.
Those findings were pretty much what Brander expected. What surprised him was the fact that goalies don't change much between their early 20s and late 30s.
One reason for that is that goalies don't suffer nearly as much from accumulated injury. I mean, goalies get injuries, but not that many.
So, using his latest findings to predict this year's Stanley Cup champions, the professor gives the Blackhawks the best odds. Even so...
But of course, I'm hoping for Montreal, but I have to say the odds are against them.
Linda Aylesworth, Global News.